Hello and welcome to Internet Culture. I am Mark Tasman. This video corresponds with Chapter 6 from the book, Internet Culture, Expression and Intention in the Community on the Digital Networks. When we think about that period of time when the Internet first started to take shape in the late 60s, it corresponds with a movement in culture called the psychedelic movement.
1966, I took some LSD on a rooftop in San Francisco.
It's a fun idea to imagine that the internet is an outgrowth of the psychedelic movement, the movement that was trying to imagine a singular, collective human consciousness. With that type of goal in mind, imagine what a huge revolution the digitization of these networks had on bringing together the thinking, the ideas, the feelings, the expression that existed within communities, within individuals, and within the human psyche. In 1984, I was 12 years old, and I entered a computer programming contest at the Louisville Free Public Library, and I won the contest, and the local news came and did a
I know
little
there's
program.
other people like me, but I don't know who they are, and I don't know what they can do or anything. Just know I'm here.
Years later, after archiving that news story that was broadcast on television, and after that bit of local news was digitized and uploaded to the network, a revolution occurred here. It enabled people to comment. I analyzed the comments after thousands and thousands of comments had been written on this video, and I was able to at least begin to understand what kinds of things were interesting to the collective consciousness of the internet or its individual community members. What struck me was I could use yogurt as an analogy to internet culture. Something amazing happens. That culture that we put in intentionally transforms the media so that the media itself is no longer recognizable as milk. It becomes yogurt. What happens if we don't intentionally put the culture in the media and we let it sit out for a couple days? We get spoiled milk, unfit for human consumption. If we don't cultivate or choose exactly what kinds of values that we're putting into this thing, it can become toxic. Part of what's missing or has yet to be developed in internet culture, especially in text-based communication, is something called ostension, which includes gestures, facial expressions, tone of voice.
Now, there are all these symbols that you can use for communicating. And what are some of those symbols?
Well, people call them emoticons. I guess people came up with other methods. Emoticons? And it means emotion icons. And people came up with methods to say, you know, this is how you can get across that you're happy, that you're sad, that you're angry, or that you're winking at someone. And what they do is they type in little computer symbols, and when you look at them sideways, they represent something.
Emoticons have come along to help fill those voids or explain or clarify any ambiguity in our text-based communication. Following the norms of netiquette and using emoticons to make up for the gaps in visible, ostensible behavior help to clarify communication, which help to strengthen the bonds of these relationships, which help strengthen the online community itself. Part of what interested communication scholars so much about the internet in its early days in the mid-90s was its ability to create online communities. Ray Oldenburg in 1999 in his book The Great Good Place described the third place as some place that's different from home, your first place, or work, or school, your second place. You know that place. It's the place where
sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
Oldenburg's got 8 characteristics of a third place that define and build community. Scholars MacArthur and White and Sukup found that while Twitter chats don't satisfy all of Oldenburg's characteristics for a third place, they can be used to facilitate community creation and facilitate bonding. Where is your third place? Where do you like to go where everybody knows your name? Is it an actual built place or is it a virtual environment?